guys, good morning. Hope you had a great weekend. This one's gonna be a little rough because I'm getting a cold, so it's hard to speak, but maybe we'll do a little bit of a shorter one today because I want to make sure I get through both this one and the intermediate one. This is the get ready for the day routine where we do head to toe, get your body moving, get a little more awake, get a little more alive as you face your day. So we start with the beginner one, we jump right back on again, and a separate video, and go to the intermediate one. But you know, it's the building up isn't linear, so you know you have your ups and downs, your dips, your plateaus, and all of that. So it's okay if we take it a little bit easy one day or another. So my fireflies, take your feet and plant them on the floor. And stick them to the floor like the entire thing is glued on there. The tips of your toes, the middles of your toes, the balls of your feet, your arches, and your heels. And breathing in through your nose. And out through your mouth, and in through your nose. And out through your mouth. And then a couple more times. And we're going to begin to just kind of loosen our knees, not really bending them, just letting them not be straight. And breathing in, and breathing out. And you can just give them a little up and down if you want to, or just let them loosen. And from here, as you take your shoulders, and we're moving a little tip from side to side. And then starting to reach out with your arms each time. Now as you tilt right, you reach right, and left, you reach left. And going a little bit higher. You all hear me? I'm trying to croak. And even a little bit higher. Let's move the highest. And this time, I'm going to make a little bend to each side. Again, you're tilting your shoulders. This is really just your upper body going. And your arms are coming with it. If your arms still go so high, do it here. Or wherever it is that your arms reach. Going back to our knees, we're going to do that loosening and standing up. And loosening and standing up. And loosening. And as we stand up, we release our arms to the front. And back down. And to the front. Back down. And then this is a very small knee bend. It's really not even a knee bend. It's just a loosen the knees and then back up. And coming back up. And like this. And chicken no. And keeping your chin in the middle. And your tilt ear. And ear to your shoulder. These are gentle movements. If you have neck problems, skip this part. But try and make them very kind of small, subtle, but right at the top of your neck. And come back to the middle. This time we reach one shoulder forward, bring it back, and the other shoulder, bring it back, shoulder, bring it back, and shoulder, bring it back. Try and do just the shoulder. You're not really twisting here, you're just trying, even if it's a small movement, maybe just your shoulder. Forward and back, and forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. And circling in. And circling out. Now, fingers and toes, scrunching them up. And fanning them out. If you don't feel your toes, trying to imagine what that would feel like. Try and connect your mind to that part of your body if you haven't activated it yet. And back. So we're gonna do a small knee bend. So this is a little bit bigger than your knee loosening. So I want you to tighten your legs before you start to bend them. Now your knees are going right over your feet. They're not going here or here. You want them to be very well aligned with your feet. Knees straight up. And sending those knees over your feet. And coming up, pushing you to the ground. So push to bend, tighten your legs, engage them, and then as you come up, feel like you're pushing into the ground. Hi, Tony. Hi. Knee bends, pressing into the ground. Knees. And try to think each time about engaging your legs before they start to bend. Pressing to the ground. And circles. And coming back up. And a little shake and moving on to our core. So this is where we're going to tighten our middle. It's like sagging in our stomach. I don't know if you feel like you're being bunched, but this kind of feeling is right in your middle. So you're just bending there. And then when you stand back up, you're going to lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. So you're just kind of tightening to go in like a little bow. And lengthening up. And lengthening in. Lengthening up. You can either keep your legs straight or you can bend them. Keep them a little bit loose or bend them for this. 5 and 4 and 3. Feel that lengthening. And 2 and one last lengthening. And good job. First set. We've been working up to 3 sets here. And stretch it out a little. Look at the sky. If you can feel that front part stretch a little, come back. And the sky. Back. Sky. Come back. Alright, so let's go on today. So why don't we start with so again we want to send our knees right over our feet. Leaning forward. And I want you to just feel your calf, your heel, and that back foot, and then pressing into the ground to come back up. And we're just going to do little switches here. Same thing on the other leg. Pressing down. Make sure you have a nice sturdy base. And then that stretch your back leg. Pressing the ground to come up. And switch your legs. Bending them, feeling that stretching back leg, pushing into the ground to come up. And so this is a dance challenge. So at the end of this, we are going to continue with our merengue. And if you've never danced before, let's do one more of this. No problem, merengue, you already know the steps. It's right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, or left, right, left, right, if you really want. So you just keep stepping, you keep marching in place, but there are things you can do to make your merengue look a little better, look a little cooler. So we are slowly but surely learning some body mechanics and some body movements for that. So taking your weight, shifting it onto one leg, stepping on one leg. So the other one is free to move. And you're just back and forth. You can just, it doesn't have to be, again, I make a larger movement to show you, but it can be a little movement, tapping one side to the other. And taking that, make sure your weight is here. Resting on the ball of your feet. And going up and down on the ball of your foot. So we're kind of raising and lowering it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And there, leaning a tiny bit into it and pressing back onto the leg you're standing on. And leg onto that foot that's resting on the balls of your feet, back onto your leg. And leaning into it and pressing back. And putting it down. Now shifting your weight over onto this leg. So it's what we call stacked, so that everything is lined over this leg. So you're not tilting because that would bring off balance. And that frees up the leg that you're not standing on. So you're free to do a little tap from side to side. And we're going to go up and down. Some balls to your feet, and then you're going to go a little higher and back down. And 2 and 1. Now you're going to lean into that leg, pressing to the ground to come back to the leg you're standing on. And pressing in and coming back. And each time, try and feel like everything. So your hips are even, your shoulders are even, your head is right over your leg, so that you are stacked over that leg. And that will help when you want to balance or you want to do something with the leg you're not standing on. All right, good butterflies. You can always shake out in between. Let's do our second set here. All right, so remember we are tightening it in here like we're bowing and straightening to come back up and lightening in the middle. 3 and 4 and 5 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. Still the second set. 1 and up. Look into the sky. Come back. Thank you, Arnie. Good morning. And that's just really just kind of relax that, stretch it out again. All right, let's start bending our knees a little deeper. And I want you to think about, so lots to think about. So before you start to bend them, you're going to engage your legs. Just kind of feel them tighten. And those knees are going to go right over your feet. So this is going to be a deeper one. And then you're coming back. Feel like you're pushing into the ground. And then push straight back up again. So engage. Knees go over the feet. Pushing to the ground to come back up. Engaging. It's harder to do it slow. So going over your feet. Pressing the ground to come up. And tightening, and feet, and pushing down. Let's do 2 more, tightening and bending over your feet, pressing to come up, tightening, bending over your knees, and coming up. Give that one a little bit of a shake. And this time we're going to give them a bend. So engage again, and go over the feet. And you're just going to hinge from your hips. And hang out there. And then we count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And exhale. And lower down a little bit more. If you're super bendy, feel free to touch the ground or whatever it is that you can't do otherwise. Or breathe in. And when we exhale, we're trying to go a little lower. 1, 2, 3, 4. And last one, breathe in. Exhale, go a little bit lower. And pull. The sniffles. Here we go. And coming back up. Giving it a little shake. Well, let's do a few more arms. Up to the side, back down to the side, back down to the front, back down. While we get ready to do our last set of our core exercise. And then we're almost done. Yay. And last one. And coming back. All right, we got this one. You can put your arms up as if you want, but remember to keep that tightening in and lengthening to come up. And tightening and feeling that lengthening as you come back up. 3 and 4 and 5 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Yay, you made it. Now, looking up at the sky, and back, the sky, back, and the sky, back. And let's finish with a little twist. Now, this is a relaxed one. Let your arms swing. It's going from side to side. And then we're going to go on to our dance portion, which is body mechanics. And then dance a little merengue just for fun. Music. And then we'll be ready to face the day. And coming back up, give it a little shake. Okay, so as we mentioned, merengue is just, it's just stepping in place. You're not kind of marching here. You can bring your feet up, but you can also just step. You'll see a lot of people just keeping the feet close to the ground and just stepping back and forth from one to the other. So we have talked about a lot of things. So we've done some arms, and we've done it turning in a circle. So turning in a circle, you don't want to change your position of your feet. All you're doing is doing a teeny tiny out, and then this one steps to it, teeny tiny out, steps to it, teeny tiny out, and steps to it. So you don't really feel it. It's just like you're slowly rotating as you circle. We also talked about shifting our weight. So, big thing for me. So, and we're thinking about our shoulders and hips as a square. And when you're shifting your weight from leg to leg, I like to do this exercise. Now, this is an exercise, but it's an important concept, and that's why I like to repeat it over and over. We won't really be keeping this, our square from merengue, but let's just do a couple of these, just because it's good to do as many times as possible. Thinking of your shoulders and hips as a square, bring merengue a little bit, comfortable distance of your feet, and I want you to feel like that square is going to slide over a flat surface. That flat surface is right here, and you're not bending it. You're not going like this, you're not getting it out of shape in any form. You're just sliding that square back and forth from one foot to the other. So you slide it in one direction, over one leg, and then you're going to push into the ground with that leg, and slide your square back to the other. What I want you to be conscious of is where your weight is, which leg is taking on the burden, and which one you are freeing up to move. closer. And again, you can give them a slight bend. And we do the same thing, but still thinking about that square, moving over one leg, pressing to the ground, sliding that square over to the other one. Because just for example, in merengue, we are going to be doing a little weight shift. So it looks like you're just walking in place, but there is body movement involved. So we are slowly moving in the direction of getting that very cool body movement. And we are doing a little bit each time that will get us there a little closer to how we want to look when we're doing it. So we're going to start off with the one, going from one foot to the other. So we're going to be stepping, but I want you to feel that weight shifting back and forth. So we're going to start up with some slow, lots of these. Just feeling that weight going back and forth. And then we're going to do a regular with our arms. You know, put them on our hips. Yeah, we'll just do some fun ones. And let's do a couple more exercises before we start that. Okay, so this one takes a while, so we're going to start it now. I want you to feel like you're taking your ribcage and popping it out. Okay, I'm going to exaggerate and bring it back. You don't have to do like that in fact, I want you to get that little pop and come back. And pop and come back, pop and come back. And this is one you have to get used to. If you haven't activated a part of your body, first you have to build that connection. So just by putting your hand on it, you can feel a little bit better where it's supposed to be. And try and push against your hands with your ribcage, popping out, pulling back, popping out, pulling back. Those, up, out, and back, up, and back, out, and back, out, and back. Why are we doing this? Because what we want to do, actually, is to move our body from side to side like this. So that's going to be our body movement. So as we're walking, as we're marching, that body is going to be shifting weight, it's going to be moving from leg to leg, and our bodies are not just staying still, but they're actually moving side to side with your leg. We'll be adding hips into that too. So you can be really not just walking, but your whole body is going to be moving. So for this, all right, let's do it like this. Let's try just to do just a few rib pops, let's call them rib pops, to to the music very slowly, and then I keep turning just so you can see me, but you don't have to turn, and then we're going to have our legs a little bit wider, and shift from leg to leg, feeling your body weight go from one to the other, and then we're just going to have fun with it. We're gonna walk, we're going to use our arms, we're going to do, the important thing is to keep your feet moving. Just keep those feet moving, and if you're having trouble with the arms, just try and move the arms anywhere. Just to get used to your feet keeping that rhythm, because that is super important. No matter what your arms are doing, that your feet keep walking. All right, so let's start with those rib pops with the music, and then we'll do the weight shift, and then we're just going to dance.
Ella un día me invitó a comer, me dejó encantado su actitud. Le dije que si aquella mujer, y Y ella entonces me brindó mangú. Si me ofrece más de su mangú, enseguida le diré que sí. Si es de día o de noche y sin luz, no me importa, yo le diré así. Si tú me lo brindas, me como el mangú. Si tú me lo brindas, me como el mangú. Dámelo de noche, de día, dámelo de noche y sin luz. Dámelo de noche o de día, dámelo de noche y sin luz. Si tú me lo brindas, me como el mangú. Si tú me lo brindas, me como el mangú. Que dámelo de noche o de día, dámelo de noche y sin luz. Dámelo de noche o de día, dámelo de noche y sin luz. Ay. Tu mangucito, mami. Con cebollita. ¡Ah! Yo probé y te lo quiero contar. Cocinando tiene gran virtud. Yo no había probado cosa igual. Quedé loco con ese mangú. Rato delicioso yo pasé, disfrutando lo que me comí. Si otra vez me invites a mujer, sin rodeo yo le diré así. Si tú me lo brindas, me como el mangú. Si tú me lo brindas, me como el mangú. Que dámelo de noche o de día, dámelo de noche y sin luz. Dámelo de noche o de día y dámelo de noche y sin luz. Si tú me lo brindas, me como el mangú.
You made it through. I made it through. I am so happy you made it here. So happy you tuned in. And even if you didn't follow along today, that you at least got yourself here. And maybe next time you can do a little bit of it. If not the whole thing, just a couple of the exercises with. And that's where it starts, building up slowly but surely. So, my fireflies, stay tuned for our lives, our choreography workshop, which we are going to be doing the second installment of. That is pre-recorded times as you need. Oh, hi Kevin. Good choice. Shane. Thank you. Good choice. And so we are going to do the second installment this week and see how far we get with that, because I want to leave at least one session to clean it up, to work on some of the technical things and a little bit on expression, what we want to say with our dance, and then we're going to do, as we always do, a little more performance. Oh, her favorite song to dance here. Think about this one. So there's right now I'm mostly doing Latin social dance, current focus, and there's a lot that I like, but I'm going to go with just like right now, because I have rotating favorites. There is a salsa I like. It's by Hector Lavoy, I think is his name. It's an old one. And it's called Para Oshun. And it's really lively, it's really fun. And it's, I have to get up for the intermediate, get ready for the day, but we'll talk about this another time. It's calling two deities down, so Oshun and Yumaya. So the song is really just this kind of music playing. It's salsa, you do this rhythm, but it's also saying for Oshun, for Yumaya. And that is kind of an integrated part of salsa dance. So we got that one for today, but there's a lot that I like. All right, my butterflies. So I will see you all very soon. Ladies Wednesday, but hopefully before that. So wishing you a wonderful day, and be sure and message us with any questions. And love to all of you. Bye-bye.